Hi, Alon with the Haim Home Group, brokered by eXp Realty. Today I want to talk about mortgages, and I have a special guest, John Nelson from Crown Mortgage, and he's here to talk to us about mortgages. Let's talk to John. Hey John, welcome. How you doing,
man? How you doing?
All good. So, today with the mortgage rates going up, going down, kind of people don't know where they are, what to do with mortgages. So tell us a little bit about mortgages. How does a mortgage work? When should a buyer start looking into a mortgage?
I mean, a mortgage works pretty simple, man. If you're ever thinking about getting a mortgage, especially as a first-time home buyer, one thing is really that you should really consider is, of course, how much you pay for your living expenses right now, right? Because this will give you an idea of what to expect and what you can handle on a monthly basis. And then when you go for your pre-approval, then of course explain to the loan officer and say, hey, I would like to stay within these parameters. Now, of course, that might not be the ideal case for houses because, of course, the house price on a monthly basis might just depend on the location and its taxes. However, this will give you a scheme to work off of throughout the rest of your pre-approval process.
So talking about that, I know that a lot of times people come to get a pre-approval, they're approved for X amount, their monthly payment on the mortgage alone is $3,000, and now they think they can buy a house in that range. However, they're renting today at $2,000 a month, and they're barely surviving. Do you explain that to the people when they come to you about their cost of living and adjustments?
Correct. Yeah. The best thing about being a mortgage professional is that you're going to be able to see everything, because the main three pillars of qualifying are going to be your credit, your income, and your current assets on hand. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, you're going to see everything about yourself inside of this application financially. And then we get to kind of see where your pitfalls are and then where you are trying to. So this will give you a better game plan to not only, of course, purchase a home, but then possibly be more financially set, and then also have maybe some expenditures accounts or maybe even some private savings accounts in case of emergency.
Okay, very good. A quick question. So tell me about the programs that are out there today. You know, the regular programs, standard programs that people usually take mortgages based on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a common question. You go over, your simple conventional mortgages. Of course, that would be your Fannie and your Freddie. And then, of course, we also do have FHA, VA, USDA. These are the four common types of mortgages that you can find in residential lending. And then most likely you will be having as a residential home buyer.
So tell me the difference between a conventional and FHA, and how much down payment does a person need in order to get a mortgage?
All right, so the main differences between conventional and FHA is that, of course, one is actually insured by the government and one is not, and that would be the conventional one that is not. Conventional mortgages are usually for buyers that are looking to put down 20%. However, on a conventional mortgage, you can put down as low as 3% on a conventional mortgage. The difference really lies inside of your monthly mortgage payment when it comes down to MI, and then also twisted in MI inside of the actual loan amount. And what I mean by that is that you have private mortgage insurance and then you have mortgage insurance premium. That mortgage insurance premium is paid within the monthly payment. Private mortgage insurance is actually going to be paid inside of the loan amount. So you're going to be paying it twice over with an FHA loan. However, it does come with a 3.5% requirement as a down payment, and this can go for anywhere from a one family all the way up to a four family property. The other thing to also consider is that conventional, on the other hand, your lowest for your single family home will be 3% down. However, you can go to a two family, pay 15%. And then also, let's just discuss investment property, just for that case, just so those people that are looking for that information. If you're looking for an investment property for a single family home, you will be looking at 15% down, and then for a multifamily, you'll be looking at least 25% down. So those are some of the main differences, and it's just all about what fits your lifestyle.
Okay, great. So the private mortgage insurance is the PMI that we hear all the time, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And that's on top of the mortgage payment.
Yes, correct.
However, if I understand correctly, on a conventional, if you put 20%, there is no PMI, correct?
Yes, correct. So if you put down 20%, no PMI inside of your mortgage. However, of course, if you put down less than 20%, it will be inside of your mortgage. Now, switch that back over to the FHA side. If we're speaking about FHA, if you put down 3.5%, your mortgage insurance, it stays in there for the life of the loan. However, if you put down more than 3.5%, it only stays in there for 11 years. And one thing that is common amongst people is that most people think that, all right, since I have one loan, I'm probably going to stay with this loan forever. And that just isn't the case for most Americans. We see left and right that more people are refinancing to, of course, lower their monthly mortgage payment, maybe to switch from FHA to conventional so that they can get rid of PMI altogether and ultimately switch their interest rate down for an advantageous advantage in monthly payment or even term.
Very nice. That's a lot of information. I'm sure that most of us have to review this again and again
Yeah, keep it on your smart notes, man.
to get all this information in. Because there was a lot of information even for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of information. It's a very intricate industry. It's very regulated. This is stuff that I've been learning over the past 3 years, and I've had training myself. And of course, this is something that you may have to hear that is reiterated before it really sticks. But most importantly is to try to get behind your own situation. Of course, speak with the mortgage lender, making sure that, of course, you have what you need, and then don't convolute it with everything that we know about the mortgage industry.
Okay, thank you. Now, another question. I've heard the term ARM mortgage.
ARM mortgage?
I've heard the term ARM mortgage, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard it, but not all of us understand what it means. If you could please tell us a little bit about what it is, how it works.
Sure, of course. ARM really just stands for adjustable rate mortgage, right? And just to give you a basic example of how an adjustable rate mortgage works, most common products are maybe 5/1 ARMs that you may have heard, or maybe 7/1 ARMs. But let's use the 5/1 ARM for example. So I'm going to just use my ARM in this case, and then just say to you, of course, I am going to give you a mortgage that will stay the same rate for 5 years, but then based off of the markets, it gets to go up 1% or down 1%. So let's just say the markets are up. If the markets are up, then we get a little bit of a flex inside of our monthly mortgage payment. If the markets are down, then it gets, it loses a little bit of muscle.
Oh, that's nice. So, but again, it depends on the rates of the market. If the rates go up more than 1%,
Correct.
it only could go up to 1%.
It only could go
And it only could go down to 1%.
Correct, yes.
So if the mortgage rates went up, to more percent, it's in our favor to have the ARM.
Yeah, so
If it went down, we better get out of it and refinance
correct.
to a lower rate mortgage.
Correct. And you'd be actually surprised how many people just get the ARM products just for the reason of that it will have an initial lower interest rate than probably where we are currently in the market, but compared to your 30-year fixed. And they usually have that for 5 years, and then they dip out probably within that last 5 years and refinance their loan.
Oh, nice. So we've learned a lot here. A lot of information we've got. Now, what are the interest rates as it stands today, and where do you see the interest rates going throughout 2023?
Typically, national average is about 6.75%, and of course it differs from lender to lender. I can't really speak on the future of where interest rates will be, but I do know the best way how to prepare for it. And one of the things that I've actually been doing with my home buyers is actually most oftentimes, of course, protecting the monthly payment and also protecting their equity, because we want to protect the equity just in case you have the opportunity to refinance in the future. But what if you happen to scale back a bit on your current value of your home that you purchased? Well, the answer for you is, of course, an FHA to FHA streamlined refinance. when you purchase with an FHA mortgage and then you refinance to another FHA mortgage, you don't have to actually get the property appraised in order to refinance. And it will go off either the AVM or it will go off the price that you purchased it for.
Nice. So, Jonathan, is there any programs that benefit first-time home buyers, fire and police, teachers, any type of programs that have been there in the past?
Yeah, there are definitely some programs out for our police and firemen. We actually offer what's called, of course, a police and fire loan, which is a conventional loan product, and it actually comes with a more advantageous interest rate than what we will see today. So this is just, of course, because our police and firemen do so much for our communities and we want to give back to them. The next program that I will talk about is, of course, a down payment assistance first-time home buyer loan. Now, this loan is usually through your government products such as FHA, VA, and also USDA loans. And one of the main factors of this is that you can at least get up to 15 grand in your closing costs and your down payment. All right, and then of course not having that affect the monthly payment. And keep in mind that this is not a grant. However, this is a forgivable second lien.
Okay, what about first-time home buyers?
First-time home buyers, of course, right, we have the DPA, first-time home buyer that we were just talking about. That is going to be the DPA program. There's also, outside of DPA programs, there's also, of course, 3.5% down, FHA. You also do have a first-time home buyer conventional product, which is just 3% down. So, of course, right, picking whatever one fits to you is most important.
Nice. So this was very helpful. I think it'll help a lot of people that are looking for homes or looking to switch homes in the near future.
Yeah.
Understand more about mortgages.
Of course. That is the main goal. That's why I'm here.
You make our lives easier.
Yeah. That's what I'm here, and that's my mission. To make your life easier, and then hopefully I learn a thing or two while I'm working with you.
Thank you so much, John. Appreciate you coming.
Very nice, man.
Very nice.